Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So we are continuing a conversation with the Lead Team Collective. Get my dowsing rods. And we are answering community questions about ETs, disclosure, communication with ETs, relationships with them, society as a whole, and maybe how we're going to relate to disclosure if and when it happens, telepathy, healing, travel, and ascension. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Those are the questions that you guys had that we're going to answer. Yesterday, if you missed the part one per se, we answered questions on timing of disclosure, proof, government involvement, UAPs, false flags, and whether disclosure will be undeniable or not. Now, we are starting to answer also personal questions. So if you ever have a personal question that's related to the topic that we put out, then at the end of the video, we may answer 2 or 3 personal questions. So today we do have a couple questions from the community that were personal about their experiences, and they're wondering about those. So we will answer those as well. At the end, I will do what I call coffee with Karen. I don't really have a coffee mug today, but I do have a few things. I want to show you something I found at Costco. Not anything I'm selling personally. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but it's so cute. And if you do go to Costco, you may be able to find it now. And I think they're going to sell out, so I got to show you. It's so cute. And then I want to talk about USA soccer and FIFA just a little bit from a spiritual perspective, because I have a spiritual perspective about that at the end. And then, I was just going to talk about all the different sporting events that are on right now. Oh my gosh, I can't keep up. Okay, anyways. All right, are you ready? So I have a little prayer, and then we will get started with the questions. How many questions? I think we have 32 questions today. Yep, 32 questions. All right, don't forget to subscribe and like. That would be amazing. Help us grow here. We would love to try to get to 100K just to get that plaque on the wall, just for fun. All right. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the Lead Team Collective, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the Lead Team Collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, Lead Team. How's it going today? I haven't done the Law of Challenge for a little while, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead. We've had the conversation with the Lead Team about having to do the Law of Challenge on a regular basis. They have told me that we don't, and we've had that conversation, so I've just been trusting that. My energy's been really good, been sleeping amazing. So I don't feel like I have any, strange energies around me. But let's just go ahead and do it real quick. So in the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes. In the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes. And in the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes. As I was doing that, I just realized I keep forgetting to put the yes and no up on the screen for you guys, because we've been playing with those new overlays that you see a little pop up here and there. Yeah, I got to remember to put that yes and no up. I will get better. Okay, so Lead Team, thank you so much for partnering with us and answering these questions. The first thing I want to address actually is I saw a comment yesterday, and I totally get it, about whether spirit lies to us, okay? And I have a totally different take on that nowadays. I used to think that was the case. Like, I'd get mad if if they told me one thing and there was something, and then something else came up later on. I thought they had lied to me, which I completely, they're like, yep, you did. So lead team, do you guys ever lie to us? No, and it's not in their nature to lie. Okay. Do you tell us things that is in our highest and best interest? Yes. But if it's not the truth, then we see it as a lie. If you're telling us one thing that's in our highest and best interest, then later on you say it's something else. They're saying yes and yes. Then from a human perspective, that feels like a lie to us. Yes. Do you think it is a lie? Is that an accurate way to look at that? No. Okay. So are you asking us that if we're going to be chatting with you like this, that we trust you to tell us what is in our highest and best at the time that you tell us? Obviously, and I have always said this, there is nothing here that I'm saying is the way to think about anything. This is just exploration. This is just for fun. This is entertainment. This is for us to learn new ways of thinking about different things. You're going to always use your own discernment, never follow exactly what I'm saying or what anybody is saying. Please don't. Always follow your own intuition. Okay? But if this helps you move along that spiritual journey of enlightenment or ascension or just understanding the world differently, then that's amazing. Then I think it's worth our time to do it. I can tell you that I am a completely different person since having all the conversations that we have been having here. And not only completely different person, but just like I'm at peace. Like I have so much more peace in my life having had all these conversations and it's only because of the conversations that I get to have here with you because of all the amazing questions you guys always ask. So, because I'm learning right alongside you. So, I'm no expert on this. So, okay. So lead team, we've got 32 questions about disclosure again. And we're just going to continue from yesterday. So question number 1. Are galactic beings showing up in our dream state to see how we will react? Okay, that's amazing. Yes, and we talked about that yesterday, and I will post that video from yesterday right here at the end of this one if you want to pop in there and listen to that one. That I had that experience recently. And so I've had 2 extraterrestrial dreams back to back about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. And a member of our community also had a similar dream to mine. And we came to realize yesterday that they were the same beings visiting. So, yes, look at the really wide swing too. Yeah, well, okay. So is this happening to help us get comfortable? It's all part of yes. So it's all part of disclosure process. Should we call it a process? Yes. Okay. Will we see physical ETs in their natural form? Yes. Is that what you're trying to help us get used to? Like by the movie, yes. Because, again, I had that experience and I was scared. Like in my dream, it's just that they startled me. I know I've explained this before, but just in case this is the first time some people are hearing this, it's like 10 seconds. I was just standing there and all of a sudden just 3 beings were around me like this close though, like, hi. And I was like, no. I put my finger up and I just said no, like the boundary was just set. And I actually woke up thinking that this was about me owning my space, about, because I've never been that clear about my boundaries. And I really felt that that's what it was about. But then the next night I had another dream, and I'm not going to go into that, but I had another dream about extraterrestrials. I was like, okay, I think it has something to do with these extraterrestrials. But they did look very different and they scared me. And mostly because three of them popped up together real close to me. I'm like, okay, you guys, you need to be a little more gentle, gentle. Our nervous systems and our way, like our brains need different processing time, you know? Yes. And is that why, lead team, when you tell us something that you feel is in our highest and best interest, it is really to help us with our nervous systems adapt to the changes? Yes. And I'm assuming that you're able to tell us a lot more information today than even 6 months ago. Because so much of the astrology is actually getting our nervous systems ready too. I mean, it's really assisting in that. So, and all the messages you guys have given us to self-care messages. So I think we've all been doing the work that, and time is really speeding up. Anybody feel that right now, especially? The last couple days since July 4th, I'm just like, what? I don't know where to put my attention. And I don't actually, I am actually handling it pretty well physically, which surprises me. Because in the past, I would maybe almost feel like I was having a panic attack. So that's actually good. But I do feel like, what? A little bit like that. Since July 4th, really. It's kind of odd. Although the lead team did give us a message this month, if you're in the spirit circle, I'll play the messages at the end of the month, but they did give us a message this month that volume increases. That was one of the messages. And I can already see that happened even around the FIFA stuff. The volume, I think that volume increased so much. That was probably the most intense volume I feel that Earth has had since U.S. and Israel went into Iran. Like that was just like and maybe even more. Because there's more people aware. We're going to talk about that later. Okay. Let's see. Our higher frequencies, higher frequency beings likely to affect us physically when we are near them? Yes, we did have a question similar to this yesterday. Will being near an alien, or I don't know if alien's the right word anymore, an ET, affect our energy? Yes. Will it affect it positively? Yes. Because it'll be exuding love? Yes. Sweet. But I'm assuming okay, so if we're near them and they're a higher frequency being, are our bodies getting ready for that? Is that really the idea of this ascension process we're going through right now? Oh, okay. So we're getting ready for this. This is why we're constantly adjusting right now. Probably a lot of us, I mean, I talked yesterday or a couple days ago about sleeping 9 hours a day. I didn't last night, but I have been for like 2 weeks. And is that part of our bodies getting ready so that when we do have disclosure or we are introduced, then we can handle it physically a little bit better? Well, that's good. I appreciate that. Yes. Okay. Do extraterrestrial beings have bacteria humans should be aware of? Wow, great questions. Yes. Okay. I don't know where to go with that. Are you going to make sure we're aware of that so that we stay healthy? Yes. Okay. So that's all part of the plans and the disclosure if this thing's going to actually come to fruition. Yes. Okay. Are there health repercussions from being near extraterrestrial beings? No. And are there health benefits from being near extra? So yes. Sweet. All right. Are galactic beings aware that many humans struggle to meet new humans? Oh my gosh, you guys. Let alone beings from another planet or dimension. Yes. I'm telling you, I am so glad that I'm going back. It was okay to just try AI and see if we could pull questions out of there. No way. AI would never ask such a great question as these. That last question and a couple others. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. That is amazing. Are galactic beings aware that many humans struggle to meet new humans? Right? Do you guys, as a little side note, but one of our favorite comedians is Sebastian Maniscalco. If you guys have not seen him, you got to check him out on YouTube. Oh my God. We will laugh for, I mean, just out loud. I mean, just out loud laughing for like 45 minutes. But anyways, he has this bit that he does where in the 70s, when someone would come to visit, the doorbell would ring and we'd all be like, oh my gosh, who's here? Somebody's here. And then the kids would run to the door, right? To see who's there. And now when somebody rings the doorbell, people are like, down, get down. Who's here? Why are they ringing our doorbell? How rude. Oh, it is so true. It is so true. Oh, couldn't they just text us? Why? How dare they ring my doorbell? Oh my gosh, he's so funny. You guys have to check him out. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that was an amazing question. That we already struggle. So they are aware that we already struggle to meet new humans. Yes. Okay. All right. I don't know how you're going to deal with that, but would going to a certain geographical location help with ET contact? Yes. So Sedona, Arizona, I'm assuming. Yes, although I did stargazing and didn't see any. I did stargazing in Sedona and did not have any alien contact. Yes, they're saying yes. They agree with me. Well, why is that? Was the group I was with not ready for that? Was that the case? Yes. Okay. All right. It would be interesting. I'm telling you, I'm getting closer and closer because I can feel this Mercury retrograde. I was telling Faye and I have been emailing and I told her today, this Mercury retrograde, man, I'm just like, I'm surprised. Like things that have been kind of hanging on me for like a year, I'm figuring out. And so once we get that kind of stuff, like new branding we're doing, it's slowly going to roll out, but, which I love so much. But anyway, someday it would be fun. I've always said it would be to get together in small groups and like we could go to Sedona together and, you know, see if we can find something, or see something together. I just think it would be fun. I just haven't had the energy to do it, but I can tell my energy is shifting. So that's cool. Can't make any promises, but okay. So geographical locations. If you guys want to know more specifically, you'll have to ask me. I don't know where the other ones would be. Will regular humans, love that, regular humans get the opportunity to talk with NHI beings? I don't know what that is. Yes. So whatever NHI beings is. Would ongoing interaction with NHI beings be available if a human wants it? Yes. Okay. Will music help us communicate with ETs? Yes. Will they bring music? Yes. Will they feel the love in our hearts when we meet them? Yes, but will they also feel the fear and anxiety? Because I can imagine, yes, they will. Okay. And that will they be more attuned with how careful or, let's say, slowly they need to take it, depending on who they're, yes. Okay. I'm telling you, go see the movie Disclosure and tell me what it's like in the movie theater with the people during the disclosure part of it. Tell me what that energy is like for you when you're in the theater with everybody. I thought it was amazing. I swear we were all holding our breaths. It was interesting. Okay. Will we feel their love? So they will feel our love, and will we feel their love? Yes. And that's because of the way, like, I think I have a feeling we will be shocked at how we feel their love because, yes, because of their higher vibration. Okay, yes, very cool. Are cross galactic friendships possible? Yes. Well, that's good because I think there's a lot of differences, and I think they're already here on Earth, so there's a lot of differences. Would cohabitation openly happen on Earth between humans and beings from other planets or dimensions? Yes. Is that already happening? Yeah, I think this is where it gets a little muddled between hybrid humans already, like humans that are from galactic families. Is that true? Like, yes? Okay. So we have humans. We're all spiritual beings. This is my theory. You know, there's a lot of gray, but this is how I'll say it because this is how I understand it. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Most of us have heard that, right? So the spiritual beings, though, the part that's newer for me, is not necessarily spiritual beings from quote unquote heaven, but spiritual beings from higher dimensions is maybe a different way to say that. And they're saying yes, yes, yes. And the higher dimensions might include different galaxies. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. That's how I'm understanding it from all of our conversations. And the lead team seems to be agreeing with that at this point. Okay. So clarification needed, let me know in the comments, okay? More questions, if you have them, please ask them. Would galactic beings become part of our society and communities? Yes, and let me just clarify. Will galactic beings who don't look like humans, I think is what we're trying to get at here. Because again, we're already galactic beings having a human experience. We may even want to start saying that we are galactic beings having a human experience. That may be, yes, that may be a different way to say it. Okay. So once you get your head wrapped around that, if that's new for you, because that took me a while, I'm kind of there now. The question is, would cohabitation openly happen on Earth between a galactic being having a human experience and a galactic being who's just visiting Earth, who's not having a human experience? Okay, no. Okay. I'm glad I clarified that. But I wouldn't have been able to clarify that 4 months ago, 5 months ago. This is how much I'm learning. Doesn't mean I'm right, but this, it helps you to ask better questions anyways. Okay, so then the next question is, would galactic beings become part of our society and communities that are not in their human avatars? No. Okay, so we are going to be fully human on Earth. Yes, but we will be able to communicate with galactic beings from other dimensions or even the third dimension, the fifth dimension. Yes. Okay, that's really good clarification. That helps me a lot, thanks to your questions. We'll see. Maybe humans will decide that's okay, but that's where we're at right now. Okay. Yes. All right. Would galactic beings want personal relationships with humans, like friendships? Yes. Are we going to recognize that we are part of different galactic families? Yes. And we'll be able to maintain those relationships that we have quote unquote left behind for a period of time to have this human experience. Yes. That'll be amazing because you know how sometimes you feel homesick and you're like, I don't know why I feel homesick. It may be because of that kind of stuff. Yes. Or even missing people who transition to another dimension, right? So my mom transitioned actually on July 4th, 13 years ago. So July 4th was her 13th transition year. And I just like, where'd she transition to, you know? I really enjoy thinking of her as transitioning rather than dying, you know? And my Mr. Cleo, from you guys remember Cleo, my white cat, for those of you who have been around, he transitioned 2 years ago today. 2 years ago today, on the 7th of July. So I was talking to him this morning. I would love for him to, because Lucy is not, Lucy is, I'll be surprised if she's still around by the end of the year. Let's put it that way. So start saying your goodbyes to Lucy, you guys. She's probably sitting under that chair right there. So, yeah, she's just keeps losing weight. Like still having problems with her bowels no matter what I do. So I'm not going to let her suffer. You know, she seems to be pretty good, but she's having a hard time getting the poopies out. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Cleo. Oh, that white cat. Oh my God. He was the best cat ever. So cute. He was a Himalayan. He was so adorable. Okay, and his personality was unbelievable. Let's see. No fear whatsoever, this cat, you know. So, pretty cool. All right. Will galactic beings offer humans travel to other planets? Whoa, yes. That is very cool. Can you say the Jetsons? Yes. Okay, so are we developing this relationship so that we can improve because humanity is ready to have higher technology on Earth and improve how our living circumstances on Earth? Is that really one of the benefits of this relationship? Yes. Okay. And would it be possible for us to ascend to the 5D on Earth if we didn't bring in this dimensional awareness and the galactic information? So they're saying no. Okay. All right, it's all coming together in my mind. Hopefully it is for you too. Okay, let's see. Is intergalactic travel likely to be available to humans in the next 20 years? Yes. Okay, so intergalactic, what do we mean by that? Is that just like, so right now I think of the 5D or the 3D, we have Earth and then we have other planets around us. Is that what we're talking about, intergalactic? Yes. Okay. All right. Well, that's what how the lead team's responding. Will we as humans be able to travel, which I know we can now if we meditate and do the remote viewing and all that kind of stuff, I think. Will we be able to travel to different dimensions in the next 20 years? Yes. Okay. Will that be commonplace for humans? Yes. And will that happen because of our closer relationship with our galactic families and their technology and all that? Yes. Wow. I mean, I'll only be, 76 at that time. But, for those of us, I mean, I'm not worried about it. If I decide to transition, then I'll, come back if I want to. But that'll be interesting to see how this changes our body aging as well, which is just a concept we've adapted. Doesn't even need to apply. Amazon's here. I'm in a weird mood today. Okay. I'm looking out. I can see outside right where I'm sitting here. All right. Will galactic beings, I kind of like calling them galactic beings. It's kind of a cool term. Help Gaia by regulating weather? Yes. Now, you guys did say that we are living in a hologram, basically. Like, are we, like, we've got this, do we have like a dome over us, basically? Yes. All right. So weather really is kind of silly. Yes. And like, really, we all could be living in 70 and sunny and no humidity weather, like regularly if we wanted to, like perfect weather. Yes. Now, I mean, I'm not going to diss a good snowstorm. I love it. I love a good snowstorm if we're safe and don't have to drive, for the week after. But, so I would miss that. I love seasons and everything. So will we be able to choose that experience, though, if that's what we want? Yes. Okay. Will galactic beings help remove pollution from the oceans? Yes. Wonderful. And then will humans stop polluting the oceans? That would be helpful. Yes. Okay. So when we have a higher perspective, we will stop doing those kind of things? Yes. All right. Will galactic beings help save trees, foliage, and animals? Yes. And just help them to thrive and be on Earth as long as they want to? Yes. What about the elementals? The same with the elementals? Yes. Will the elementals be something that we're able to interact with more freely with our higher vibration? Yes. How fun. Fun, fun. I'm getting excited. Will galactic beings help clean the air? Well, if we could just get rid of this dome thing, I would think yes. Okay. Will they help stabilize climate change and the ozone layer? Yes. We really have to explore this whole, like, us being in a dome like the Truman Show. We might have to have like a whole separate video on that, but it depends on how many questions you guys have. Okay, so Jared Olaf is going to be pulling your questions from each of the episodes, okay? So if we have like a full, like if we have 30 questions around one topic, then we'll, specifically do that one topic. So, will galactic beings remove control systems that have harmed humanity? Yes, but will that be because humanity has approved that? I'm assuming. Yes. Okay. So they will just help us move that along. Yes. Okay. Well, here's the question then. Is it more likely when we interact with them that our vibration will be high enough that we won't accept those control systems anymore? Is it going to be more of that? Yes. Okay. So when they say, will galactic beings remove control systems, is that a little too literal? Yes. Okay. So it's really human beings will remove those control systems. Okay, really wide swing because of the value of this relationship we have with the galactics. Yes. Because we're going to basically get our heads out of our ass. To put it bluntly, just get it out of there. Just unplug it. Get it out of there. That's basically what's going to happen. Okay, that's my opinion. Will galactic beings remove medical ailments from humanity? Again, I think yes, really wide swing. But I do think it's still within our control. it's the same kind of, yeah. So I'm not going to go down that path again, but I think it's more humanity is going to do it, but we are going to do it because we have our heads out of our ass at that point because of our relationships with them. Okay, they're saying yes. All right. Do galactic beings have knowledge to teach us how to reverse aging? Wow, really wide swing on that. Really wide swing. Will they teach us how to use our new 5D abilities, such as telepathic communication? Yes. And I think that's what I was getting at, is they will teach us. It's like, but it's based on our free will. We still have the free will to say yes or no. And we're going to end up saying yes more often because we're like, oh, we didn't know, right? Okay, so they're saying yes. Is there knowledge galactic beings will intentionally not disclose because it would not be in our best interest? Yes, and okay, would they be considered lying to us then? No. Okay, perfect question. There's no difference then between like this conversation we're having with the lead team and they tell us something and then later on we find out it's something else. That's how I feel about it. You can totally feel however you want about it. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that because they have brought me along such a beautiful path in a way that I could manage. And it would be beautiful for everybody just to trust that your guides will bring you along this path in a way that you can manage. And just trust that, because that is such a gift. Because if they brought you from A to Z in one day, you'd probably combust. I mean, you probably would. Like literally combust. That's my guess. Because I've had a few of those moments in the last 9-12 months where I was getting, and I think they know, like I was just feeding myself so much new insights that I did feel like my brain was going to combust a few times. Like I literally was like, it was a really weird feeling. I've never had that feeling before. So just trust. Just trust. Don't trust humans. Trust I'm not saying that. Trust your guidance, Okay, we've got 2 personal questions from the community and they're layered. So you'll have to know whether you ask these or not. Okay, but we can all learn from them. Okay, so one person asked, are the shapes and beings I see in the liminal sleep state from the lead team collective? Okay, they're saying no, that's not from I don't even know what liminal sleep state is. I've never heard of that. You guys are so smart. Okay, so not from the lead team. Are they from the same species or planet? Are they from Earth? Whatever this person is seeing, the shapes, no. Are the shapes and beings this person is seeing, are they their spirit guides? Yes. Are they also from their own galactic family? Yes. Are they here for this person's highest and best? And I would probably say, as always, yes. Are they helping this person's body assimilate to ascension? Yes. Very cool. Are they helping this person's mind assimilate, is that right? Assimilate to their increasing role in their life? Yes, really wide swing. Very cool. So trust that. That's awesome. And just, again, for me, this is how I'm seeing it. It's like, if I need to sleep more, I need to sleep more. If I need to not sleep more, if I feel unmotivated some days, I'm just going to trust that that's, more than I've ever in my whole life, which is a little easier for me to do because I'm not working outside of the house. When you're working outside of the house or trying to make ends meet, it's a little harder to do. And I get that. I get that because I did that for a very long time. Okay, last question. Is there still stuff, again, this is from one person in particular, I need to clear in myself before I can meet and remember they said them, and I'm assuming my galactic family? Yes. Yes. Will the clearing is this clearing happening automatically for this person, like the last person, during sleep and all that? Yes. Is there something this person has to do specifically to clear the stuff? They use the word stuff. No. So there's nothing you specifically have to do. If this person were to do specific things, would it be faster? Yes. But ultimately it will happen regardless if any of us just kind of let things unfold the way they need to naturally, just unfold naturally. Yes. And by that, if we follow our intuition on how to take care of ourselves, if you get an interest in something, follow that. Because that's, something that you might be getting some guidance for to take care of yourself. Very kind of a slow yes on that one. I think they were feeling a little stuck. Okay. So the last part of this question is, will they show us what they really look like at first, or will they show a more humanoid mask? Okay, let me break that down. So will our galactic beings show us what they really look like at first? Yes. Or will they show a more humanoid mask until we are used to the idea? Oh, yes. So both are true. Okay, so does it depend on the galactic being? Yes. Okay. Have we already met some hybrids? Yeah, you're talking to one right now. I mean, that's what they said. Yes. I did a show, and I think most of us are, to be honest. But I did a show on hybrids. Okay, so you can go back and listen. In fact, I will go ahead and pop it up here. So up here will be before I start my little coffee with Karen. This is getting long, so I will pop up yesterday's episode at the end of Coffee with Karen, and then I just have a few things I want to say and show you my Costco find. And here will be the hybrid video. Okay, if you want to check that out. Okay, awesome questions, you guys. So good. I think we're back. We're back in terms of like figuring, we kind of went off the rails a little bit in terms of like trying to figure out how to keep growing here and just follow my interests. But this is feeling good again. I like this. So thank you so much for all your questions. They're amazing. All right, a couple things. Let me show you my Costco find. Okay, this is in the Halloween area, and there weren't that many of them. So if you like these, you're probably going to be like, Karen, that is so weird. But if you know me, I am a little weird. I just like funny things. I like a little sense of humor. I have always loved these little monsters. And I saw these and I'm like, oh my God, I have to get these. I don't even know what for. But then my husband and I were looking at these in bed last night. And I was like, well, now I really have to buy a set for like all the littles in the family because they're so freaking cute. But I don't know if they would like them, but look at these. Oh my gosh. And this was $20. Obviously it's made in China, I'm sure. So it's $20. We figured it a little under $1 a piece, which is kind of expensive actually. But they're so freaking cute. Look at them, little monsters. And they're not finger puppets. They have legs. I haven't taken them out. They're called Fugglers. Oh my God, look at them, you guys. And then there's, of course, 4 secret ones. There's 1, 2, 3, and then another one down here, 4. So look at how freaking cute they are. This one's like clear, like a gummy. I mean, it's not gummy. They're very plasticky, although this one right here has got a little fur on it, this one. So anyways, this is the kind of thing I buy and then I enjoy it. And then somehow what I'll probably end up doing is leaving them at my neighbor's doors, like randomly, just because I like doing that. That's probably what I'll end up doing after I enjoy them for a little bit. Because then I'll go, why do I have these? Like, so wouldn't this be fun though? You buy this set and then you leave them like just randomly on people's doors, or like just to make people laugh, or like I might put one out on the trail, just leave it there. Someone will think a kid dropped it, but you know, anyways, that's my Costco find. USA Soccer. So I did a video yesterday. I ended up taking it down just because, you know what, I'm done with that kind of discussion. But the spiritual lesson, I think, you tell me what you think about this, what happened with the USA Soccer and Trump getting involved and, you know, them doing something that was unusual, let's just say. And I was not surprised at all. My husband kept saying during the game, like, boy, they just can't get it together. They just can't get together. And I was like, yeah, can you imagine how hard it's been for them? For the USA team, with the energy, they probably don't even realize it. Like, they probably don't even realize. I mean, I was angry when I first heard about it. I was like, no way, you can't do that, blah, blah, you know. But, and Europeans, I don't even watch soccer. I mean, you know, but Europeans are, you tell me, there's many Europeans here, that is their sport, man. And they were furious. Just furious. The energy. See, this is why we want to be so. What you do creates energy. Do you want to create energy of love and acceptance, or do you want to create energy of fear and anger? What are you here to do? Well, there's no denying, and this is not a political discussion. There's no denying that the actions that Donald Trump decided to take created a small amount of happiness and a huge amount of anger. Okay? So each of us, I think there's a lesson in watching what we do and how it affects the energy of the world, particularly those around us, right? It was a very interesting, energetic lesson, I think. So I thought it would be impossible, and it appeared to be. I thought it would be impossible for the U.S. team to actually win because of the negativity of the energy that was pushed towards them. And they just couldn't get it together. I mean, I don't blame them. Like, just, they probably even knew that energy. They probably read about it. They probably felt really uncomfortable on the field. You know, whether they support what Trump did or not. They may not have. They may have themselves felt like, oh my God, this is embarrassing, you know, or whatever. But there's no surprise that energy was, that happened that way. And I just think that's a really good reflection for all of us to learn from. So thanks, Donald. You know, that was a huge spiritual lesson, I think. And I don't know how many people are thinking about it from spirituality, but I just thought it was kind of cool. So, and the last thing I was going to say is, can you guys believe how many sporting events are on right now? And okay, I love Wimbledon, and right now Novak is playing as I'm recording this. I had to sit through he got through the first set, and they're playing awesome. So now I just texted my husband and I'm like, okay, I'm not coming to the gym. I'm going to work out at home. I have a rebounder. I'm going to get on the rebounder this afternoon. I've got some hand weights. I'm just going to do those at home so I can sit and rebound while I watch tennis. And then we'll go out to the pool a little bit. But, so yeah, I love Wimbledon. Novak's playing, and you know, and he's 39. He's not going to be playing that much longer. So I don't want to miss any time. That I just really enjoy. I enjoyed him, Roger, Nadal, Murray when they were playing. I've been watching tennis since I was a kid. Steffi Graf, Monica. I watched all that. When Pete Sampras and Agassi and anyway, so I don't really. There's nobody besides Novak right now that I'm feeling like. I loved the magic that the four of them brought. In fact, I did see two semifinals in New York City at the U.S. Open. I got lucky. We went and got tickets because they had gotten rained out. The semifinals had gotten rained out, and I happened to be in New York City. We were vacationing, and we weren't there during the regular semifinals. It had gotten rained out, and they pushed it to a Tuesday. And I ended up getting tickets, and I got to sit through two semifinals, and Roger was one of them. Nadal was another. I was way up in the nosebleeds, but so that was really cool. I have been on the Wimbledon list. They do a lottery to get tickets, and I've been on it for like 5 years. I've never gotten it. But I look at people in the stands, I'm like, how did they get in there? I don't know. But I don't know if everybody's on a lottery or just certain people. I have no idea. But I would love to go there at some point. Anyways, I love the Tour de France. I know it's weird. I love like watching the Tour de France. I will pretty much I'll just watch the replays in like the last 30 minutes because it goes on forever, but I find that very interesting. Obviously FIFA, I've never watched soccer before, but I'm finding this quite fun. And then of course the Fever, I like watching the Fever women's basketball. And then the Tony Robinson pretrial has started. So, which I find interesting, but there's no way. I'm not going to sit for it. It was on for like 9 hours yesterday. But does anybody remember? I was just telling my husband that when I was a hall director up in Northern Michigan University in Spooner Hall, anybody go there? I remember sitting with my students, and I was this was my 5th year. I think I was 5th year hall director at that point, but I was sitting with a bunch of students, and we were sitting in the lounge and we were watching the OJ trial because they would have it on TV like day in and day out. And I remember like the students would just gather in the lounge and watch the OJ trial. So I was probably, we left Northern when I was 26, so I was quite young. But, so 26, I'm 57 now. So there you go, 31 years ago. All right, this was a long one, but thank you for those who stuck around for coffee with Karen. I like doing that at the end now, just to chit-chat a little bit. So go get this at Costco. I don't think they're going to last if you have a Costco's. All right, you guys, let us know your questions, and we will get to them. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.